It's definitely like getting to the point in the road trip where we can become crabby for kind of no reason. Or me. You say it's just me, dude. You are so fucking crabby, it's stupid. What's up, dudes? My name is Matt, and this is Leah.
Hello.
And you're listening to a podcast where you get to hear our honest conversations on the road as we travel to all 48 continental United States.
Welcome to Getting to Know Us.
Roll the intro.
Oh, sick, dude! Fucking roof bag and California! Yeah! What's up? Where you from, homie?
California.
Obviously.
Is it starting to rain? Or are those just bugs?
That's just bugs.
Oh, cool. That's pretty funny.
We have a lot of bugs on our windshield right now.
Dude, and on the roof bag, there's even more.
That's disgusting.
Let me put the directions in for you.
Okay. Alright, so we are currently driving.
Hold on, wait for me to be looking up.
Okay.
So, where are we now on the road? What's happening?
Whoa, that's a lot of birds. I'm driving.
And I'm sitting in the passenger seat.
We have been driving all day long, and we are driving from Santa Fe, New Mexico, where we were staying with Jordyn, and now we are driving to Norman, Oklahoma, which is close to Oklahoma University.
It's pretty close by Oklahoma City, right?
I believe so.
To my knowledge.
And there we will be staying with Matt's friend Shiva's grandmother and aunt.
Yep. And we've been talking on the phone for the last few days, and they sound very pleasant and very excited to have us. And we're only going to be there for less than 24 hours because we have to make our way immediately to Fort Worth or Austin, Texas, one of the two, to celebrate the 4th of July and the 5th.
Our plans are totally up in the air, so very curious how that will end up.
But I think it's going to be good because the 4th of July is going to be in Texas regardless, and that's going to be way cooler than wherever else we were going to do that. Everything's bigger in Texas, so I'm assuming the 4th of July will be even more independent.
Totally. Okay, cool. Let's talk about Santa Fe.
Santa Fe was really fun. I had a very good time with Jordyn, we talked about this in the last episode, but Jordyn is Leah's really, really good friend from college. They went to Chapman University together, and
Worked on some films together.
They worked on some films together, traveled to Costa Rica to work on Jordyn's thesis documentary together called Of the Sea, and Leah got to be the on-land DP, aka Director of Photography, aka cinematographer for it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. How did you feel about Santa Fe?
Yeah, we got to stay. Well, Jordyn just moved into a new house, still in Santa Fe, just across town. So we got to stay in her new house, which was very lovely. Her mom is reminds me of my mom actually, and they met during graduation, which was really funny. But they're just so considerate and so funny, and Jordyn's mom's also like pretty sarcastic too.
Very sarcastic.
Which I enjoy.
In a good way.
Yeah, definitely in a good way. But yeah, we stayed in Jordyn's room, hung out with their kitties and their doggies. I'm very proud of us. We worked out both days that we were there. Jordyn joined us.
Facts.
So we did that in the backyard. Kevin has been our personal trainer.
And Kevin is my older brother, because most of you probably don't know who Kevin is. But Kevin is my older brother that lives in Oceanside, California, and he has his CrossFit Level 1 certification, and he's been doing, which means he can coach CrossFit legally in different gyms. But then he's been doing a lot of personal training for different clients and stuff for the last few months. So I've been having him write me different programs to stay fit, because once we purchased the cinema camera that we just bought a few months ago, I tried it out for like one weekend for one project, and I was like, damn bro, I gotta start lifting weights again.
You had the muscle.
I gotta get big. So yeah, this is week 6 for me, staying on track with my workouts, and
good for you.
Yeah, I feel really good.
Cool. Yeah, so we worked out, and then Jordyn showed us around her hometown. So we had some highlights. I didn't know Santa Fe is, well, I learned a lot about Santa Fe actually. So I didn't really know anything about it other than the fact that that's where Jordyn was from. But it's a bunch of artsy people. This all makes sense for Jordyn, very artsy gal. And what else? They're very well known for their chilies.
Yeah, even the license plates have red and green chilies now on some of them to just show off the fact that they are the chili capital of the country at the very least, if not the world. I don't know, but they put green and red chili in everything pretty much.
We had a green chili cheeseburger.
We had a green chili cheeseburger, but what I was saying is they put it in like everything to give it kind of like a Santa Fe flair. But I guess it's all really unique actually to just Santa Fe. Not even all of New Mexico, but like just Santa Fe.
Which was cool. Yeah, it's the capital of New Mexico.
It's technically the highest city in the country.
Highest capital.
Highest capital.
City.
Not the highest city. The highest capital.
Elevation-wise.
Elevation-wise in the country, which I thought was funny because once cannabis becomes recreationally legal in New Mexico, then they can say our capital is the highest city, and then they can be like, "Ooh, come here for the highest capital in the world to get super high."
Totally.
Leah just yawned while I was saying it.
Yeah, right. Definitely did. Oh, we went to Meow Wolf.
Yeah, that was a highlight for sure.
So I had no idea what this was before. Apparently it's pretty popular. They're opening up different locations in Denver and Las Vegas, but basically this is like an interactive museum, which is also, wow, there's a Weed Maps, ad.
Weed Maps ad in Oklahoma.
That's interesting, in Oklahoma, where it's completely, is it completely illegal?
Oh yeah, it is like if you get caught with weed in Oklahoma, you're going to jail.
So then why is a Weed Maps thing there?
Because legalization is fucking upon us, man.
I find that really interesting.
In Texas, there were 2 things for weed, 2 billboards for weed. Like, call this number, they have the weed. Billboards.
Who knows?
In Texas, through the Panhandle. And then we just saw one in Oklahoma. And like literally, when I said I was going to Oklahoma, I had multiple people like, dude, be careful. It's really not nearly as open with cannabis, and you will get in trouble if you get caught. So very bizarre that there's a Weed Maps
Very bizarre.
billboard.
Man, I'm so tired. This podcast is going to be a little all over the place.
No, it's okay. What else did we do in Santa Fe? Went to Meow Wolf.
I wasn't done with Meow Wolf. So Meow Wolf is an interactive museum. It's also like it's a mystery. We didn't end up doing that. You have the option to follow this kind of mystery thing.
There's like 2 ways you can do it. You can just go in and enjoy all the things.
Honestly, it's just
be visually like stimulated, or you could go and try to solve like the mystery.
It's super weird. It's funky. It's like festival stuff, but like all concentrated in one little area. And there's like, you can go through holes, things like light up, things make noises. It's all
Look at that 0.8 miles. We do have the 40 east.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, definitely very cool experience. Would recommend.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool because they also do concerts in Meow Wolf.
And it's for all ages.
It's for all ages, but they do concerts, which is not for all ages, which is for 18 or 21 plus, depending on if they're serving alcohol. But it was really cool that they do concerts in that space, because then it's like, damn, can you imagine like not only having all these cool visual stimulation things, but then it's like, dude, we're actually listening to a concert at the same time. But I think the concert portion itself is, would you still be listening to all the music going through all of that, or do you think you would just be standing in that standing room?
My guess is that you could probably roam freely, but I don't know. But yeah, Meow Wolf was cool, and apparently Santa Fe is also a very foodie town. I definitely want to go back and try more restaurants.
Yeah, supposedly we did not we tipped the iceberg of the food.
Right, so gotta go back. But their architecture was really cool, very like Adobe-like.
Yeah, it was very unique to, it was like obviously a Mexican vibe, but then it's become its own vibe.
It's like
for sure.
Spanish and Native American and
yeah, Spanish mixed in with Native American, mixed in with a little bit of like local. So it's made it its own thing, really.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it for there.
And we got a bunch of product shots again.
Yeah, we got to do some fun photo shoots. Got to fly the drone for the first time on the trip, so I got some really fun drone footage of us at one of these fun points that Jordyn took us to.
And we also, I will note that we actually worked for both days.
Yeah, for a solid portion of time.
For a solid portion of time, like 2 to 3 hours.
I mean, even on this, we've been on the road all day today, and I think we've still even been productive. Leah was editing photos while I was driving for a while, got into a good workflow. We had a phone call with one of our clients to make sure they're all happy for the week, and we're kind of prepping for the later legs of our trip. So it feels like you can not be productive, I feel like, but in reality, you can still be productive if you're on the go 24/7. But you really need multiple people to do that.
Yeah.
But okay.
On
to the next. What did we learn as a couple from Santa Fe? And then as a couple, business partners, and as Americans.
/ like individuals.
Right.
I would say...
As a couple first.
I feel like it's kind of like the same thing. We've been getting in a better rhythm.
Yeah. It's definitely like getting to the point in the road trip where we can become crabby for kind of no reason. Or me. You say it's just me, dude. You are so fucking crabby, it's stupid. So don't even give me that shit.
Okay, it's okay. Matt's been crabby in the last couple of hours.
No,
I'm always crabby, but...
Leia's excuse when I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I'm irritable.
That's relatable. People get irritable sometimes.
People do get irritable, but you get irritable about a lot.
Well, sometimes when I spend too much time with you, yeah, I just get irritable. There's nothing to explain. It's just...
Yeah. So figuring out how to get our alone time while we're on the road will be
so necessary.
Well, yeah, a new learning experience because we never felt like we had to do that because we were always a long distance relationship, and so it was like.
Actually, we should start thinking about that for the rest of the trip.
Thinking about what? Why do you always interrupt me when I'm fucking talking?
I'm so sorry.
So fucking annoying, and now I lost my train of thought. Fuck you.
Are you serious? Oh my god. It's that point, ladies and gents. It's 6 days in. 6 days in.
We were in a long distance relationship pretty much all of our relationship, and now that we're doing everything together, it's finding a new balance of getting your alone time and still being with each other though. Right, Leah?
Totally. One more for Tex. Okay.
And we're back. Thanks for coming back to us after that commercial break. Like we said, it's a work in progress.
Just laugh about it.
Yeah, you gotta laugh at yourself. This is gonna teach us how we could be married. Because if we can do a road trip for 3 months together and not kill each other.
What my mom said was, oh my god, I can't believe you guys are doing this. You guys are either gonna come back broken up or wanting to get married. I was like, okay, interesting. I guess I see what you're saying.
I mean, like, I get what she's saying, but like, I know you well enough that like.
She's being dramatic.
Yeah, she's being very dramatic. I have plenty of patience. We've been dating far long enough, and we've traveled together way enough to know this would not make or break our relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just going to set us up for being uberly patient with one another.
I agree. Patience is definitely
the number one thing that we keep learning about each other and as couples. Okay, so what did we learn as Americans? I think as an American, I learned that some of the best food in the country is in Santa Fe. And what else did we learn as Americans? Oh, that we were interviewing. So Leah's doing like this.
I like to call it a visual postcard.
A visual postcard where we're asking different people that we meet what it means to be American. And this one guy that we met today, David, answered the question.
No, his name is Maya.
No, his name was David.
No, his name is Maya.
I have a paper that says his name. Why did you think his name was Maya?
It's funny. I was like, hi, I'm Leah, and he was like, hi, Maya. I don't know. That's what I heard.
Then how come you never corrected me the 12 other times I said David earlier?
I wasn't with you.
Yes, you were.
I don't know.
At breakfast, we were talking about it. I kept referring to him as David.
I must have been space now. I don't know.
Classic Leia, Space Cadet, Space City, Space Monkey, Space Balls. Anyways, what he was saying is, he said the Earth revolves around the sun. And I was like, that's it?
No, okay, so we were going out to breakfast, and this guy was out front, like a musician, and then I approached him to take his photo or something. Then I'm talking to him, and then he was interesting. Then I asked him the question, and then he was like, can I give you a piece of Santa Fe advice? We're like, sure.
Or a piece of Santa Fe to take with you.
Yeah, something like that. And then he said that, and I was like, okay.
And he said the Earth revolves around the sun, and I'm like, there's a long pause. I'm like, is that it?
I know, it's so.
And then he said, the Earth doesn't revolve around
the economy,
or the election. It revolves around the sun. I was like, you know what? That's a really fucking good point to keep in mind. That I was trying to get it out of Jordyn's younger sister, because she just graduated from high school, to understand, is the political atmosphere in New Mexico and in other places that aren't California similarly becoming either divided by the Trump being the president and shit, or are they whatever and about it, like, I'm really curious, because I think everyone in California talks so much about it, and it divides some different groups of people, and I'm curious if it's like that in other states. To that extent.
Well, maybe not to that extent, but...
Yeah, I think it gets amplified a lot in LA.
Right.
Because of social and the amount of people there,
Right.
But yeah, what did we learn as business people? That we can still be working as we're really just traveling.
To account for time change.
Yeah. When you're driving or traveling constantly and you're thinking of the different times you're anticipating to arrive places, think about the time change, because we definitely have been like an hour or two later. That was a turtle on the road.
Oh, wow.
We definitely been like an hour or two later than we thought because of the time change.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
But
oh, you know what else I learned? Here's a good thing.
yeah.
I learned to triple check. I mean, I feel like this is a thing that you always learn, like, all the time, but learning again. So I had my friend Seb design us thank you cards, personalized thank you cards.
Yep.
Like we've talked about before, I think thank you cards are the best presents you could give.
Thank you economy.
Yeah. So I wanted to get personalized ones because I knew that we would be thanking a lot of people, because it wouldn't be possible to do this trip without the help of a lot of family and friends, and sometimes even strangers. So anyways, she designed them beautifully, was going to originally ship them to Matt's house before we left, and something happened where like the printer got messed up or whatever, so they had to cancel it. And so Seb was like, could you send it to a New Mexico address? I was like, sure, I'll send it to, or can you send it to another address? I was like, yeah, I'll send it to Jordyn's. And then since Jordyn moved, I accidentally sent her old address, because I was looking on like Google Docs or something. Like, I didn't text Jordyn, I referenced a past document, which I should have just asked Jordyn again. But to be fair, Jordyn was in Thailand for a long time, and I don't know if Jordyn's phone was on. But anyways, long story short, we didn't get the thank you cards because they essentially got shipped to Jordyn's old house, and they were not able to be delivered because the house was vacant. So now we're gonna have to reship them again. So I learned that I will triple check addresses when shipping items to them.
not even that. We need to give ourselves more time. When you can't. Everything is run by humans. Consumers need to learn this because a lot of consumers forget this. And everything is run by humans, whether it's automated, quote unquote, or whatever, like, or digital, you know, like it's run by humans at the end of the day at the last final point, you know? It's either being managed by them or run by them. And when we have something that needs to be delivered to a certain place by a certain date, don't have it be the last day that we're there, because then something like this where it was like, oh, it was a vacant house, it wasn't able to be delivered, now it has to go back, now we're out of time, now we're at the next location, and it's like, well, now we can't send it to that location, now we gotta send it to the next location, but we don't even know if that's gonna be soon enough. So it's like, you really gotta plan ahead. Have you ever seen one of those signs where it says plan ahead, and then the D of ahead is written underneath the rest of the word because they didn't plan ahead to write the word? Yeah, I think planning ahead is key.
It would have been fine if I had the right address.
True. But still, you didn't give yourself enough leeway, which is why it shot us in the foot. We could have learned that earlier if we had planned on that earlier.
I mean...
You're disagreeing. This is a really good lesson in points.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm saying for this specific instance.
Yes, I get what you're saying. I'm not talking about this instance necessarily. I'm talking about this is a good business lesson. What did we learn in business? This is something we learned.
Correct.
So there's no need to argue about it.
Okay.
Is there anything else to expect in Oklahoma we have not covered?
I hope Shiva's grandma cooks us yummy Indian food.
Yeah. Or his aunt, whoever's cooking. But shout out to Shiva, the homie, for hooking us up to stay here. Otherwise, I have no idea what we'd be doing in Oklahoma or who we'd be staying with.
Yeah, I honestly feel like if we would have just like hopped right over to the border and stayed at some like random hotel. So I was thinking about today, like we drove a really long time today, and this is one of the days where I'm like, was it the best idea to travel to all 48 states? Because we kind of have to zigzag a little bit.
Well, we already knew that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
No, I don't think that you're sounding a little like half regretful. I think there's.
I'm not half regretful. All I was saying was that it's one of those days where it's like, oh yeah, like we did choose to do all 48 states, and so we will have to be zigzaggy, and so there will be some long drives for a short amount of time. That's all I was saying. I have no regrets.
Those trees look nifty. Little baby forest. Just turn the headlights on.
Isn't it on automatic?
No, now it is. Well, we'll end the episode here. Leah's a bit cranky now, and
I wonder why.
we'll be in Oklahoma soon. Or we're in Oklahoma. We'll be in Norman soon to enjoy our time there. But we'll see you in the next episode. How do we do the outro again?
I don't know. I don't think we ever had one. So bye!
Okay, well, we'll see you in the next episode as we're heading to Texas. So, go freedom.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Ta-ta.